Hello there. My name is Neil. I am a whisky blogger, whisky writer, and most importantly, whisky lover. I live here in Glasgow, in Scotland. I write about whisky on the website whiskyreviews.net. I talk about whisky on YouTube. My channel's called A Scot on Scotch. And I'm also the kinship host for the Isla Whisky Academy on this lovely place behind me, which is a role I love because I get to meet people from all over the world when they come to Isla to learn about Isla and about Scotch whisky. Um, Udo asked me if I would make a little video because he was hosting a Burns night. Um, and he asked if I would talk a little bit about Burns and maybe even read a wee poem. Um, Now, obviously, Robert Burns, or Rabbie Burns as we call him, is a sort of giant of Scottish culture. Even as children, we are taught about him in school. We had to learn to recite Burns poetry in primary school. From I can remember doing it when I was maybe 7 or 8 years old. I can remember standing up in front of my class and reading out "Wee Sleekit Coor and Timorous Beastie." Um, but I think you don't necessarily appreciate the significance of Burns until you're a bit older, and especially once I started getting into whiskey. Burns Night has almost been adopted by the sort of marketing companies and stuff as a way to push Scotch whiskey. So it's become a bigger thing the older I've got. Um, and the idea of Burns Night, I think some people think of it almost as a Scottish equivalent of St Paddy's Day in Ireland, where the whole world gets together to celebrate Ireland and Irishness. And it's not really like that, certainly not in Scotland anyway. I mean, people do celebrate Burns Night, and they will get together and maybe have a wee haggis or whatever. But when I was young, I don't remember eating haggis on Burns Night. I don't think it was such a big thing for families that were maybe a bit more working class or whatever. I think Burns Night maybe has an element of that now, where it's been sort of hijacked or taken over, if you like, by the middle classes, even the upper classes. The Burns Night suppers can be very formal and black tie affairs, which is all very well, but sometimes I wonder what the man himself would think of that, that his poetry has sort of been adopted by that kind of culture. Um, that said, there's no doubting that he's beloved in the country. There can be no question that people don't appreciate him. He looms very large over the country's sort of subconscious, and is often viewed as a kind of champion of the people, if you like. So yeah, I'm going to read a wee poem, or more accurately, I'm going to recite a song. But don't worry, I'm not going to sing. I don't think you deserve that. I'm just going to read it. But the reason I chose this one, it's called "A Man's a Man" for all that, and the reason I chose it, I suppose, firstly, just because it chimes with me. There's a lot in it about the brotherhood of man, and someone's social status or wealth or privilege doesn't define them as a man. And the poor man you see on the street can be twice the person of the rich people in Parliament. So yeah, I'm going to recite that for you now. I hope you like it. Cheers. Is there for honest poverty that hangs his head and all that? The coward slave, we pass him by, we dare be poor for all that. For all that and all that, our toil's obscure and all that. The rank is but the guinea's stamp, the man's the good for all that. What though in hamely fare we dine, we're hodden grey and all that? Gie fools their silks and knaves their wine, a man's a man for all that. For all that, their tinsel show and all that. The honest man, though e'er sae poor, is king o' men for all that. You see yon Burkie called a lord who struts and stares and all that. Though hundreds worship at his word, he's but a coof for all that. For all that and all that, his ribboned star and all that, the man of independent mind, he looks and laughs at all that. A prince can mak a belted knight, a marquis, duke, and all that, but an honest man's aboon his might, good faith he minna fa that. For all that and all that, their dignities and all that, the pith o' sense and pride o' worth are higher rank than all that. Then let us pray that come it may, as come it will for all that, that sense and worth o'er all the earth shall bear the gree and all that. For all that and all that, it's coming yet for all that, that man to man the world o'er shall brothers be, for all that. Thanks for listening. To your health. Slanjava.